Okay, welcome to part 2. Hopefully I've managed to resolve the issues we were experiencing. So we left off, I needed to insert a column. So let me see here. Insert, load family, desktop, okay, so I'm going to load. I also have my footings ready, so I'm just going to throw that in as well so we don't have to repeat this process. Let me just see if we're recording. Looks like we are. Overwrite, sure, overwrite it all. Okay, so let's give it a shot. Structure, column. What's up? Maybe it's an architectural column. No. I thought we loaded it in. Families. Columns. Rectangular. Okay. Well, I guess now I did. So the first one goes in the corner here. Now I'm just going to click. I'm not going to worry too much about how it lands. Let me go to consistent colors just to punch it up a bit. So let's see here. I want it to have basement floor, top, main. Okay, that looks pretty good actually. I just like to see it in 3D sometime to make sure I'm getting what I expected. That we do not need. Let's get rid of that guy. I accidentally, oops, I got rid of our regular column too. But anyway, now we're good to go. So back to my basement floor. Okay, column. Really, I have the same issue again? That's strange. I don't know what, so hopefully it doesn't do that for you guys. This is a new issue that I haven't encountered before, and I'm going to work around it by scrolling to the bottom of my project browser under families. Open that up, and I'm going to go to columns rectangular, grab the one I want, and I'm just going to dump it in here. I will figure out what's going on at a later date and get you a resolution on that, but just in the interest of pressing on, I'm going to let that go for now. And it's interesting, this is even bumped around our column. Wow, I didn't see that happen before. So it looks like the concrete portion, the structural concrete portion of this merged with our column somehow. Okay, I'll touch on that again later, but for now let's leave it. So I'm going to hit copy. I'm going to grab it at the intersection of those two grid lines, and I'm just going to proceed and start popping these in at all of the top intersections of grid lines. So the top line, the A grid line, gets 6 columns, 1 at the intersection of each numbered grid line, 1 through 6. And same story for B, sorry, for C, not for B. So I'm going to drop these in here, like so. Okay, and then let's just check in here. So 2 and 3 get a grid line. Okay, there we go. 2 and 3 get a grid line, get a column. And then the rest of these build components are structural, so those bays don't require it. So let's go to here, number 2, number 3. There we go. Let's see that. I just like to check it in 3D. Yeah, that looks about like what I wanted it to. Okay, back to my basement plan. Actually, let's throw some footings on this thing. So we're gonna have to modify the footings, the basement walls and columns a little bit to make room for the floor slab once we throw that in. But for now, I'm just going to throw the footings on and show you how to work with walls while they have footings on them. So, because that's going to happen. So structure, wall. Now in here you should have a wall foundation standard, and so hit edit. It is 750 wide, 275 thick. If you don't have it, you can modify whatever is there. If you have nothing there, try loading it from the families and then modifying it, and if none of those work, shoot me an email and we'll try to tackle it together. So I've put footings on all 4 walls. Now I'm going to go back to my basement floor and I'm going to grab my isolated footings. We are going to go with 18 by 18 by 300. Now I think Mike and I spoke, and I think the decision we made was that we are going to leave the pad footings off of these columns, and we're simply going to assume that they land on the strip footing. So I'm just going to put you know what? I'm going to clarify that change to Mike. You have permission not to put footings on the outside columns. Now, in case you want to put them on there, I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So as you can see, if I click right now, it's going to give me an error message saying you can't see what you're drawing. You know, what are you doing? That's kind of, so it's yelling at me. And that's because I did actually draw something there. I should find a footing somewhere in there. There we go. There it is. The problem is that our visual depth is too shallow. So if I go VR, type VR for visual range. So these are all fine, but I want to see below the floor, because that's where I'm putting the footings for the columns, the pad footings. So I'm going to put 500 for both of these, hit apply, hit OK, and as you can see now I can even see the footings of my walls. Therefore you can see the column lands squarely on the footing. So structurally speaking, what we could assume is happening there is that footing is just getting thicker or deeper at the portion where the column is. Sorry, thicker and deeper. You're putting more concrete, more steel under it, which distributes its weight more linearly into the rest of the footing. And I suppose that could be a valid structural solution. In case you do want to put those pad footings in, I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So here, that's the one we want. And level basement floor, so it's basically gonna, the height, the top of the pad will be level with the basement floor. In other words, the top of the pad will be touching the bottom of the column, which is exactly what we want. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for all of them. And I'm just going to let them hang out over top of the existing footing so that they're symmetrically loaded. Again, both strategies are fine, and if I've confused you and you do something else, I guess that's probably fine too, because we're changing that requirement a bit. Okay, done. Now, we have that. I'm gonna drop some section lines. So I'm gonna put this section line in. Sorry, that's a wall section. I'm gonna put this section line in first. I may as well do them all while I'm at it. So I got one through between 4 and 5, one between 1 and 2, and they're both looking opposite ways. Let's get going. Okay, go. This guy's here. Flip him over. Another one over here. Oh. Good. And then I think we have two going the long way, both looking the same way. Oops, that should be on the other side. There we go. And one more. Okay, and flip that one over. There we go. Now, with this one, I'm going to grab it and see, you can extend the depth that you see stuff in. I'm going to make sure it goes all the way over to the end. Up to you, or I guess up to the drawings we're going to be looking at to see how far we want it. Let's go to one of these sections right here. Give it a second to clear up. There we go. Okay, so let's zoom in here. So actually, you know what? This might not be the best place to look for dimensions. Let's go further down. Yeah, this would be a good place. Let's go here. Okay, a little bit too much. There we go. So we have, right now our footing is up here, and we need to drop it a bit lower because we're going to put a floor slab in here. Now I don't know the dimensions of that floor slab, so I'm going to go to, this is our file. This is 275, I'd say that's 200, and this is probably 150 of insulation. So I'm going to go to, what am I going to do here? Can I open up the other file? Yes, so this is Mike's file with all of the information, and we're just going to, the reason I'm opening it up is to see what the floor assembly is, so that we can make our own floor, and then we can offset the height, extend the wall further down an appropriate distance. Sorry for the wait. Okay, there we go. So let's go down sections. Okay, let's go in here. What is this wall? Sorry, this floor, 200 millimeter concrete floor. Structure, what are we looking at here? So I'm gonna snap a photo of this so I don't have to keep going back and forth. Okay, cancel, close, back to our drawing. Okay, architecture, floor. We don't have, well, FL1, FL2. This is FL2. Oh, so maybe I accidentally already loaded this into my drawing. And yeah, it's the same floor that Mike has. So in case you don't have that in your drawing, I'm gonna make one from scratch here. I'm gonna go to, oh, I don't know, let's say any random one. Okay, edit type, duplicate. I'll call it same thing, FL2, 200 millimeter concrete floor. Dash exterior, and I'm just going to give it a 2 at the end because I already have one called the exact same thing, so I don't want to get in trouble with the software there. So I basically, everything, all 3 layers that I have are between core boundary and core boundary. So I'm going to click this. Let me hold down shift and click the bottom. No, okay, I got to delete them one at a time. So delete, delete, delete. Let's clean this up a bit. Delete, delete, delete. Structural core boundary, structure 1. Concrete cast in place, so let's modify this guy. Cast in place, C, I believe it's C15. So let's hit OK. Thickness 200. Okay, insert. We got a new guy, but I want that below this one. That's going to be membrane layer. Okay, and we're going to leave that empty and leave it 0 thick. Insert another one, bump this one down. This one is going to be what? Thermal / air layer, category, rigid insulation. Okay, 150, hit OK, and let's hit apply and OK. So now I want to create, I guess I'm already in it. I'm making my floor. We are using the one that I just created. Good. I'm going to say pick lines. I'm just going to pick the inside of my walls here. Hold on, let's see how far Mike goes. He goes to the drywall. We should probably go up to the concrete. No. Okay, you know what? That's a debate for another day. We're going to follow instructions. So let's go up to the drywall just like Mike did. It's what I would have done as well. Pick lines. In reality, my guess is that we would go up to the rigid insulation, which is right behind the drywall, and pour up to that, and then we would do the drywall from the floor up. But it's a really minor difference, and so again, in the interest of just moving us forward, I'm going to leave it the way it is. I just want you to be aware of how I think it should be done. If your columns didn't bump out the way mine seem to have bumped out, don't worry about it. In fact, I'm wishing it was just a straight line, because this is taking up a bit of time. What's up? Having some difficulties here. Okay, I'm going to finish this bottom part, and I'm going to try to save us a bit of time after that. While I'm doing this, we're going to try, I'll see if I can mirror it up top, just to make our life a bit easier. What's up? Can't keep elements joined. Unjoin elements. Okay. Let me get the fat lines so that we can see this a bit better. I think that would help. Okay. Let's delete up here. Clean that up a bit. I'm going to select all of this minus this guy. In fact, sorry, I'm going to delete this guy. And to keep things simple, I'm going to delete that guy too. Let's grab all of this mirror draw line. Can I get the center point? Oh boy, there's a few center points here. Well, this line is in the center. Let's go with that. Ta-da! It worked. Okay. Let's connect from here to here. And from here to here. Okay. And let's hit the check mark and see what we got. Lines cannot intersect each other. Where did we get that warning about? I think down here I see something. Oh, here we have one. Let's knock that guy out. Check mark. Oh boy. Another one up there. Okay. I guess we mirrored the mistake, so it happened twice. Let's try one more time. I'm not going to save it. We're living on the edge. Okay. let's go to our, these footings are kind of high up. Okay, let's go to our section and see what's up. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up just a bit. I'd like to see the full height of my eventual building. Good. Pull this down just a hair. All right. Let's turn that frame off. Okay. So, back to thin lines, back to a fine view so I can see what's going on. Now, back to our example. So, the basement floor, finished floor elevation is aligned with the basement floor elevation. And we do meet that criteria. Perfect. So what we need to do is bump this footing down 200 millimeters. Now I'm not going to move the footing itself because it's stuck to the wall. So I'm actually going to grab the wall above, right click, because I only want to do this once. So I'm going to say select all instances in the entire project. And I'm going to say base offset minus 200. I want it to come down 200 more millimeters so that, see, it is now beneath, let me punch these colors up a bit. This footing is now beneath this concrete floor, which is what we want. Now the columns didn't follow suit. You can still see that footing up here. So I'm going to go to the 3D view and do the same thing for the columns. I'm going to right click them, select all instances and entire project. Base offset minus 200. Thank you. Hit it. And now that should move our footings down as well. So let's go check. It didn't. Wow. What the heck? Okay, so they must not be connected to the bottom of the columns. Anyway, if it didn't automatically move down for you, I'm going to do the same thing. Select height offset. From what? From level. Alright, let's go basement. Oops, I just deleted everything. Nice. Okay. An entire project. Would this help? Yes. Let's see what they're doing now. Yeah, they look pretty good to me. I think we're okay. So, let's go back to our section. Now this is starting to look okay. It doesn't quite look the way they have it. So one reason for that, I'm gonna go back to my floor level 0. Nope, this is the wrong drawing. This is Mike's drawing. Sorry. I need to go back to basement floor. Okay, and now if I'm in this section, I don't think I want quite as much detail. I want to just see up to here. So let's see what that gives us. Better. Okay. That looks alright to me. The insulation overlaps here a little bit, but I think we can get rid of that when we are doing like sketching, like little detailing lines and stuff over top of it. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. All in all, I'm happy with this for where we need it to be right now, and I'm going to move on. Next, we can go to, I think we can go to the main floor and hit our main floor walls. So I need to do the wall first. I haven't done the first floor wall. EW2. Okay, it looks like I somehow accidentally loaded in the EW1 brick wall as well. But I'm just going to make my own. I'll start with anything. Let's just start with one of these random ones, just so that I can show you how to convert any existing wall into a new one. Duplicate wall. We're going to call this one photographs EW1. Okay, so it's going to be called EW1 brick brick wall with CMU, concrete masonry unit, back up. Okay. Ah, shoot. 2. Okay, edit the structure. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 layers above core boundary. First one is finish 1. Let's throw that in there, and it's going to be brick common. Brick. You ever watch Anchorman? That one guy's called Brick. Who would name their kid Brick? Okay, brick common. Here we go. Okay, 90mm thickness. Thermal / air layer. Air. So this is an airspace. Air. 60mm of air. Okay. Thermal air 3. Okay. Rigid insulation. Okay. Rigid insulation 300. Then we go membrane layer. So I think you guys are getting the hang. You should probably be getting the hang of this by now, and you should be able to, you know, if you encounter another wall type, you should understand how to make it. This is left as undefined. What are we looking at here? This is a membrane layer. Do we have a membrane material in here? Doesn't look like. Oh, we do. So in the example, it's left as by category. I'm not quite sure how to revert something from a selection to no selection, so we're just gonna pick something in here right now. Air infiltration barrier. Let's go with that. Okay. We did thickness is 0. So in here, structure 1, concrete masonry units, 190. Not 1090, 190. Okay. Now under here, core boundary, we have 2. So first one is structure 1. Okay. And that is metal stud layer. Okay. And it's 92. Then we have finish 2. Oh, insert, bump it down. This is finish 2, and we want to go to gypsum wallboard. Okay, and this is going to be 16. Okay. Apply. Okay. So now, according to the drawings, zoom out, go to level 1. That didn't work. There we are. Okay, so it looks like it's just, again, interior face aligned with the perimeter of these grid lines. So finish face done. 1, 2, 3. Now that's our, yes, so that worked out well. That's our wall. Now to insert the windows, we need to make, I think I loaded parametric windows in, but you should, you can maybe load in regular windows, and I'll show you in another video how to create a parametric window. but also Mike gives a great tutorial. Oh boy. Anyway, it's on the black. No, he gives it even in the outline, which I don't have open. Okay, let's see. If you go to the Blackboard website, which I shut down, I think I shut it down. Yeah, I did shut it down to speed up my computer. But I think he provides it in the course, in the outline, in the assignment description. Oh no. Okay. Downloads. Assignment 1. Oh, I should have just opened the PDF. Okay. Windows, which will be tackled in class. He talks about that. I thought he provides a link to the Balkan. You know what? I'll just Google it. So for your own tutorial on the parametric window, or at least the tutorial that I'm using to learn it, you go to Balkan Architect Parametric Window, and it's this guy right here. So he does a 15-minute tutorial on how to get a parametric window. Mike recommends using it to learn how to do the parametric window. So I may not spend time doing another video to show you what's already up here. So you can find how to do the parametric window through here. I'm going to close that up. In fact, I can close all of this up, including this. And from here, I trust you guys are capable of figuring out the window and then how to insert it at whatever intervals you need to achieve the facade that Mike has described. So I'm going to leave this video here for now, and I will come back and do the window myself and insert it everywhere needed. But if you guys want to go beyond what this video shows, I think you have the skill to start doing some of the interior partitions and the windows required on the outside here. So thank you very much for your time. I will be back later tonight or tomorrow morning with additional videos.